Hi, I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to FinextraTV. We're speaking in the lead up to EBA Day 2022 to Alessandro Baroni from Worldline about open banking and PSD2. Alessandro, thank you very much for joining us today. It's great to have you on.
Thank you for inviting me over.
Really good to have you on, and these are two big topics, as they always have been at EBA Day. And I want to start by looking back at PSD2, because at the beginning there were some big expectations from the outset about the impact it was going to have. It was seen to have a threat to incumbents and be an enabler to the consumer, but today it seems the threats have not materialised and the consumers are not fully exploiting those new possibilities. So let's start there. Can you tell us where are we up to and what's your view on this?
Well, my pleasure. Well, to start with this, it is a fact that market adoption of the new functionalities allowed by PSD2 was lower than expected so far. It's really a fact. In a way, it is a common pattern that big changes take off slowly for different reasons. Now, if we look at these reasons from the outset, well, there is something on the offer side. There are definitely some improvements to be made on the standardization, for example, of the APIs provided by the banks, which would definitely allow to improve the user experience, which is key on payments. On the other hand, providers do have to enrich the offering to support multiple use cases, which is a fundament from the attention that consumer would have on it, as well as, of course, on the other side of the equation, for the merchants, to the extent we want to bring open banking at retail. This is something which can be easily enabled by account-by-account payments, to mention one, for which, last but not least, retail acceptance is not as wide as we would need to really bring open banking at scale. Clients have not yet fully embraced and probably understood what is the convenience that is provided by the services. They need to get used to it. As numerous other changes, they will have to embrace it as the offer adjusts to their expectation, and it will come, I would say, almost naturally.
All right, well, thank you very much for bringing us up to date then. So coming to the crystal ball question, as it were, what can we expect from this space? What kind of developments are we going to see?
Well, as we said, the market has started slowly, but we see improvements now on both sides in terms of consumer attention, but also in the development of the offering that banks and providers, and especially fintechs, are able to now unleash. So user experience is improving, and providers are building new services on top of the basic PSD2 enabled one, which allow to address different client needs. Now, if we look at certain basic data points, think of UK, which has probably been the country pioneer in the adoption of open banking before continental Europe. Now, the usage in UK for this type of services is no less than 10 times higher than in other countries in continental Europe that are a bit more behind, let me put it that way. And when it comes to pioneering, think of what happened with Ideal in the Netherlands. This is, of course, an example of a very successful account-based payment solution that is not so distant from the concept of open banking. And that covers now almost 70% of the e-commerce payments traffic in that market. So a booming success. So it is a matter of time. The prerequisites for the growth of PSD2 are in place. We need to support this growth by putting the right offer next to it. For example, at Worldline, we've built on top of the reach that we have towards European banks that support multiple use cases now to enable banks to quickly and effectively create a value proposition for their clients. One example is Credit Insight, which is an immediate online way to execute a basic credit scoring or cash management for SMEs, or an IBAN check, which can be used in the process of providing mandates for direct debits, for example. These are examples of on-top cases that you can build to fuel the open banking adoption next to the basic account information services and payment services that are, of course, a given.
All right, so you've highlighted some important developments there. Thank you very much for that. And leading on from that, I understand UniCredit has recently extended its contract with Worldline for the open banking services. So it'd be great if you could expand on that and tell us what that means.
UniCredit is an important client for Worldline, and we've been honored to make this joint announcement about the extension and the renewal of our partnership. Well, among the various payment services that we render to UniCredit, we indeed provide open banking as a service. And we do it throughout a single API, which allows the bank to provide its clients payments initiation services and account information services. That's where we are with them. This is a service that we've been providing to UniCredit for the last 2 years. And as I said, we're very glad and very honored that UniCredit has renewed their commitment, which is in a way a recognition of the value that we bring with our solution. And of course, we're honored to be part of the open banking journey of UniCredit, being a very significant tier one bank in Europe. Of course, the partnership with UniCredit sits on a significant investment that we've done at Worldline to really be meaningful as an open banking provider in Europe. We're now connected to more than 3,500 banks in 19 countries, and that secures, of course, the coverage that we want to bring open banking at scale for our partners, financial institutions, and of course for ourselves.
A really successful partnership indeed, and a really positive note to end on. So, Alessandro, thank you so much for sharing your insights today. It's been a pleasure and really looking forward to catching up further down the line. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. It was great speaking with you.